What we have here is a typical relevance micro question. What that means is that you need to pick a quote that is relevant to this little sentence. And this little sentence is very cute, it's very short, and it's absolutely doable to do this. It starts like this. Oh, Pioneers is a 1913 novel by Willa Cather. Sounds good. In the novel, Cather depicts Alexander Berkson. It's actually like a name of a person that I taught who did very well on the SAT. Hey, Alexandra. As a person who takes comfort in understanding the world around her. If this is the only clue that we get, that means that we need to pick a line reference that will talk about how a character takes comfort in understanding the world around her. Anything else that is not talking about her taking comfort in understanding the world around her is not going to work. Let's take a look at answer choice A together. She looked fixedly up the bleak street as if she were, actually a very interesting grammar structure, as if she were, but that means that she wasn't really, as if she were gathering the strength to face something, as if she were trying with all her might to grasp a situation which, I'm going to skip the comma sandwich, must be met with and dealt with somehow. So this is pointing us to maybe courage, maybe facing something that needs to be faced, no matter how painful. This is a beautiful line reference. This is a beautiful quote. However, it has nothing to do with the original sentence. It has nothing to do with our main character being a person who takes comfort in understanding the world around her. No matter how powerful A is irrelevant, and we're only allowed to choose answer choices that are relevant. Let's take a look at B. She had never known before how much the country meant to her. Patriotism. There's no patriotism here. The chirping of the insects down in the long grass had been like the sweetest music. Okay, fine. She had felt as if the heart were hiding down there somewhere with the quail and the plover, all the little wild things that crooned or buzzed in the sun. Okay. Under the long shaggy ridges, she felt the future stirring. So she felt like something was happening. We see a lot of the nature. I can totally see how some people may think that this is the right answer. It's a lot better than A because we do see a little bit of the world. We see a lot of it of the world, but we don't see her taking comfort in it. So I would, if I were doing this, I would leave B as a possibility and I would keep checking. C, Alexander drove off alone. The rattle of her wagon was lost in the howling of the wind, but her lantern, held firmly between her feet, made a moving point of light along the highway going deeper and deeper into the dark country. Absolutely irrelevant. This is not her thinking about the meaning of the world, thinking of understanding the world. This is not about her taking comfort. Absolutely no. D, Alexandra drew her shawl closer about her and stood leaning against the frame of the mill, looking at the stars which glittered so keenly through the frosty autumn air. She always loved to watch them. Let's trace your pronouns. She always loved to watch the stars, right? To think about the stars' vastness and distance, of the stars' ordered march. It fortified her to reflect upon the great operations of nature. Take a look at this. To reflect upon the great operations of nature is the same thing as understand the world. To reflect is the same thing as to think about. To think about is to understand the great operations of nature, the world. And when she thought of the law that lay behind them here would point to operations of nature, she felt a sense of personal security. A sense of personal security is the same thing as comfort. It's the same thing, but using different words. 100%, the answer here is D.